Reconnecting is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
Now, here's Loveline with Dr. Drew
and Adam Carolla. We're going to talk about warts.
No, we're not.
Well, I'm just saying the music is not really apropos to the subject matter, because we're going to get in all sorts of weird stuff tonight, I'm sure.
If you say so.
We have Pamela Adlon, who's here. Now, if you don't know who that is, she's in Bed of Roses, which is a new hit love comedy feel-good thing of the year. It was number 2.
It's great.
This week, and I'm sure it'll be up to number 1, especially after her little stint here on Loveline. I am Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Say hi, Doc.
Hey.
He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, and here's the phone numbers. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax is coming our way, 310-854-4455. We'll get to the other good stuff later in the show, but now we're going to go to what made this show famous. The calls. Rob.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
How you doing?
Good.
I got a question for Drew and a couple comments.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I heard of Saddleback College.
Nice.
All right. Going to get a lot of hate mail from people who can't spell. God bless you.
Well, one of my comments is some gentleman called yesterday, and he was talking about not being circumcised.
Right.
Right.
And he was having a problem with it. He thought he was embarrassed. You know?
Right. Yes.
Well, I'm also not circumcised, and I'm quite a bit older than he is. And I've never had a problem with it at all. In fact, all the girls that I've ever met just love it.
Well, I think we reassured him, didn't we not?
Yeah.
Don't you think we handled him? We put on our kid gloves and we're good to him?
Yeah, I thought you did pretty good.
All right, Rob, what's up?
I got a question for Drew.
Yeah.
All right, Drew.
All right, Rob.
My girlfriend recently was drug testing, and I was told that if you drug test and you have sex with somebody that was on drugs, but she wasn't on drugs, would the test come up positive?
Did you diagram that out? Could you do that?
Yeah, I can tell you what Rob's asking. Apparently the extra foreskin has clouded his thinking and his cognitive reasoning. But Rob's saying his girlfriend is on drugs.
Right.
He's had sex with her. No,
she's not. She's getting tested for drugs. He's on drugs.
Oh, he's on drugs, and he's like injecting his syringe into her. And am I right, Rob?
Something like that, yeah.
What's the drug you're doing?
It's not me. It's just that I was told that when her test, would it come up positive on the test?
I can't see how. Okay, that's not. Let's put it this way.
I just didn't. That didn't sound
Yeah,
right.
if somebody comes up with a positive screen for drugs and I'm treating them, one of the things I'm thinking about is not that.
Yeah, but what if, like, Rob spills his bong on her or something? Is that going to...
He slips and he has a syringe and jams it into her vein and injects cocaine, it will show up in the urine.
All right, but you're saying there's, like, nothing in the semen or anything like that?
No.
But
no.
what if Rob was, like, a crack addict?
No.
And he impregnated a woman. Would the baby be a crack baby?
No.
No, the mom has to be a crack baby? I mean, the mom has to be high on crack?
The mom has to be using crack during the pregnancy.
Okay, so guys, do what you want, right? Is that the message? I think it is. Mike.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. What's doing?
Oh, I don't know. I got a problem. Well, I don't have a problem with my girlfriend.
Yeah?
Yeah, she has this odor.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been going out with her for a while, and I just don't know how to break it to her. I want, some tips maybe or something,
You want some tips on how to...
break it to her, that she stinks.
That's
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Poetic, delicate use of language.
Well, what's he supposed to say? I mean, Rob's been... how long you been going out with this?
Oh, for a while.
Yeah, and it's never changed?
Uh-uh.
It's each time you go down there, it's like opening the lid on something that's been in some Tupperware too long?
Yeah.
I hate to be insensitive, but I have to sort of draw a visual for the listeners at home, Drew. Now, I'm going to tell you what Drew would say. Drew would say she could have a problem.
Right.
She could have an infection.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, right? She could have sat in something. Am I right?
No.
Is that what you're going to say?
She could have an infection.
Yeah, but why would it last this long? I mean,
because she hasn't been treated.
She's dying.
Well, she's not necessarily dying, but she may have had an infection all along. And I think you should take that approach. That is that, I noticed this, and I'm kind of worried about you. Have you ever seen a doctor? Have you seen a gynecologist? And there's easy treatments for this sort of thing. There are many different types of vaginal infections that are not, they can be sexually transmitted diseases too, by the way. They may want to treat you, not that you are at any risk of any problems, but it does tend to be passed back and forth. And, you're going to help her.
Yeah, if you work the sort of "I'm worried about you," if you put "I'm worried about you" in front of any sentence, you can get what you want.
Yeah,
I'm worried you're not giving me enough blowjobs. I'm worried you're not spending enough money on me. I'm worried we're not spending enough time watching television together. I'm worried we're going out too much. I'm worried I'm being too good to you. If you put "I'm worried" and then put whatever the bad news is behind it, it kind of softens the blow, doesn't it, Drew?
I'm worried you're talking too much. Is that okay?
All right, Drew. You don't have to be brutally honest on the air. You can wait for the commercials. Vanessa.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, Dr. Drew. Hi, Adam.
Hey,
Hi.
Vanessa.
I have two questions for Dr. Drew, actually.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, one is I have thyroid cancer.
Do you know what kind of thyroid cancer?
I think it's pulmonary coma of the thyroid. Or
Papillary carcinoma?
There you go.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, good.
And I have radioiodine treatment.
Right.
And I've had 4 treatments already.
Right.
And I've had 1 surgery.
Okay.
Okay. And they told me that the radiation does not go through my body, that it goes strrait to the thyroid.
That is correct. It's concentrated on the thyroid.
Okay.
It's a radioactive iodine treatment.
Okay, because I've been having problems. I've been getting sick lately, like just throwing up and stuff like that. So I was just wondering.
Can they remove your thyroid?
Yeah.
And you can take like progesterone or
No,
something?
you take thyroid hormone.
Yeah, thyroid hormone. Isn't that what I said?
But they'll probably keep her on some form of thyroid hormone the rest of her life to suppress this from growing any. This is a very treatable kind of cancer typically. Have you been taking thyroid hormone?
Yeah, I take Synthroid.
Yeah, and they usually give you pretty good sized doses of that. Are you on like 0.2 or 0.3?
4.
0.4. That's where your nausea and vomiting is coming from probably. And talk to your doctor about that. I doubt seriously that it's the radioactive iodine treatment. You said you had one other treatment. One other question.
Okay, and another one is they said that I'm a very rare case. And,
Because you're so young.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was diagnosed when I was 15. Now
That's
I'm
very
going
unusual.
for a second surgery.
Right. Has it spread elsewhere?
No.
Okay. It's treatable, very treatable. Look, you're 5 years into this and you're doing fine, right?
How did you find out you had thyroid cancer?
Well, I actually didn't know. I was going for a physical, and they found a lump in my neck, and they sent me for a biopsy, and they drew some fluid.
It's really
But
rare.
how does it manifest itself?
Just a little lump in the neck here.
Yeah, I know, but do you
That's
gain
it.
weight?
No, that's
Are
it.
you
No.
moody? Is there
That's
anything?
it. That's it. That's it.
You don't know it's there.
You-
There's no
yeah.
side effects or anything.
I mean, that's when
So
I'm
it's
doing.
just, it's just a lump in your throat. So the guy who plays the Hey Vern guy, the guy with the Ernest Goes to Camp guy, could have thyroid cancer?
No, it's down. It's like here.
Oh, it's beneath the Adam's apple?
Yeah.
Okay. I was worried about him.
Good. But Vanessa, I think you'll do fine. Are you worried?
No, not really.
Because you've done well for a long time, right? And they've told you you'll probably continue to do well.
Right.
Right.
Because the only thing I'm worried about is, it's because of second surgery, and I just, because I told the doctor, well, can't they just remove the thyroid completely? Because I know people that they've had their thyroid moved completely, and with me they won't do it for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's probably a good sign, isn't it? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah,
well,
I need
Drew,
a lot
I'm
more
trying
information.
to I'm trying to paint a nice picture here. I'm just saying I'm no doctor, but I like to speak like a doctor, and I'm saying they think they can salvage it, right? I mean, they think they can treat it.
But see, I mean, the thing is it spreads very slowly.
Right. And it's usually suppressed fairly effectively with all that. And you're on so much thyroid hormone that it usually suppresses
Right.
pretty effectively.
The reason why they're sending me for surgery is because the treatments aren't working anymore.
So it's starting to spread a little bit.
It's starting to grow again.
And that's why they're repeating they're repeating everything. You're doing the whole cycle of everything all over again, right?
Right.
Yeah. I still think it won't be a big deal. I bet they'll catch it.
I hope so.
I feel confident, okay?
All right, good luck, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hoy.
It's a lot to deal with at 15. You imagine that?
Yeah, no kidding. But
that word, that's the most feared word in the English language. And even though you can
Thyroid?
tell cancer.
Oh, okay.
And even though you can tell
thyroid's not a pretty word either.
how do I say nice things to you again? It's what was your aphorism for saying things nicely to people? We've already forgotten.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Forget it.
All right, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, cancer at a young age. But, I mean, it's, geez, when I was 15, I was pissed because I didn't get a Letterman jacket. Jessica.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Jessica.
Okay, like, sometimes right after my period or so, or I get like burning down there, and I don't know. I put like Vaseline or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and even sometimes after like you have sex too much,
Mm-hmm.
what could be that? What could that be from?
Turn your radio down, Jessica.
Turn it down. Okay, sorry.
I meant yell at your sister to turn the radio down. Yeah, you get burning when you're having too much sex or too much whatever.
Or even after a period.
Yeah, it's a pretty sensitive part of the body. I mean, I don't have one, but I've done a certain amount of experimentation in the lab, and I've found that it's a real sensitive part. Right, Doc?
Yeah.
And if you abuse it too much, I mean, if it gets too much traffic, here's what it is. Let me tell you about the vagina. No, I'm serious here because I haven't drawn one of my analogies in a while. The vagina is like it's like an airport. It's like a small airport. Out here we have John Wayne airports. This is a small one.
Burbank.
It's Burbank Airport. Most of these towns we're in, they have a big airport, and a lot of them have a smaller airport. And if you're landing, it's meant to take like a Piper Cub, a couple of Cessnas, some light traffic, maybe a Learjet once in a while, maybe like a DC-10, maybe, like on the weekends. And I'm not saying I'm more of a Piper Cub, but all I'm saying is if you're going 747s through there with all that kind of traffic and stopovers and all that, it's not meant to handle that volume. Do you know what I'm saying? Drew, you know what I mean.
I'm just amazed at your brilliance.
Thank you,
Jessica. Here's the bottom line. You've got to be seen by a doctor. You have to have a pelvic exam. I suspect you haven't had one.
I just did, and it came up totally negative.
All right. So then it's just some kind of, as Adam is suggesting, some kind of mechanical issue, some kind of irritation, and you just take warm baths.
Right. And save me some of those honey roasted nuts. That's a little airport reference there, Drew.
You're on your game tonight, pal.
You are no fun at all tonight. All right, what call do you want to go to, smart guy? Good. All right. Now we got Pamela Adlon coming in here, who's actually heard the show and is actually glad to be here, and actually finds me much more attractive than my voice. Expected me to be a big fat guy.
You're welcome.
And is pleasantly surprised, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I want to say a little turned on sexually, I think, by me at this point.
What is this, Pamela?
It's lemon juice and club soda. Lori went to get the club soda.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Not only is she happy to be here, she brings a camera, she takes some pictures, and now she brings us a beverage.
I totally did.
Well, what do you want to talk about? The movie?
I don't know. Am I hooked up?
Yeah, you're hooked up. Are you too low?
I don't need these.
No, you need those. Put those on. Drew, help her out.
Hi.
Chris.
Hello?
Chris, you're on Loveline.
Okay. I work at McDonald's, and I'm 17.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Wait. Can you hear with those?
I'm a senior, and all the juniors or sophomores at my work, the little nerdy guys that I'm not interested, are the ones that like me, and I can't get any of the cute guys to like me.
All right. Is it because you're wearing the uniform around school, or because your cuticles smell like onions, or what's going on?
No, I don't know why.
You don't know why? I used to work at McDonald's.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do?
What I do? I was like burger boy. They wouldn't even let me work the counter. And let me just say this to anyone who's listening at the McDonald's in Studio City on Ventura. Kiss my ass!
Kiss mein Tuchus.
Kiss mein Tuchus, as my rabbi father would say. You're going to all go to hell and take your damn fryers with you. Because I got a stinking radio show now. Bastards. Wouldn't even let me work the register. Can you believe that?
It's not that great, though.
It's what?
Working front register kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I had to do a sweep and a mop of the dining area every 15 minutes. There was a sign that said, time to lean, time to clean back there.
Recon.
What?
They say that to me now all the time.
Time to lean, time to clean?
If you have time to lean, you got time to clean.
Those bastards. What are you making? What's minimum wage now?
Minimum wage is $4.25. I'm making $4.35, and I'm getting a 50-cent raise.
Geez, you start an IRA with that 10 cents an hour.
Oh boy!
I was making $2.65 an hour wearing the bad leather Oxford shoes I wore for my 9th grade graduation because they wouldn't let you wear rubber-soled shoes in there. So there was mopping, sliding all over the place in these My Three Sons Oxford shoes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to go on that way.
She gets the My Three Sons reference.
Now, Pamela, how does she get the guy she wants to be attracted to her to notice her while the nerdy guys offer?
I think it'd do a lot more leaning and a little less cleaning.
A lot more lean.
Now, are they coming into the restaurant, or are they just... Where's the McDonald's tie-in?
I work with them.
Oh, and there's cool guys working at McDonald's?
Well, there were.
Right.
Not anymore. One of them thinks that there's like 500,000 guys lined up to go out with me, but I've never seen any of them.
Well, this guy could be delusional. I mean, 500,000 sounds like a pretty long line. Yeah, Chris, let me ask you this. I have a couple more McDonald's questions.
All right.
Did you watch that stinking training video down in the basement?
Every single one of them.
The one that
in the basement.
The one I think I may have told this story before, but it just cracked me up. Part of the training was you watch these videos.
Yeah.
And the videos show like simulated armed robberies and things.
Oh yeah.
And they would tell you how to act, which for me was easy. Just make in my pants and stand there like an idiot. But they would say, whatever you do, don't try to thwart the robbers. Like I'm going over the counter at 16, making $265 an hour and tackling a guy out in the parking lot who's got a machete and a 45.
Did they teach you how to act when a guy came in and he had been shot in the mouth?
What? Did you have a guy come in and was shot in the mouth?
Yep. 2 kids came in and they wanted us to call 911 because his brother had been shot in the mouth for carjacking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You mean they tried to carjack someone and got shot?
Yeah, and he got shot in the mouth, and one of the girls that I worked with held his face together for half an hour while the cops were waiting for the paramedics.
Really?
Punishment.
Did the guy live and everything?
He's blind for the rest of his life, and he'll be in jail for 20 years of it.
Well, I guess when you're in jail, you don't really need your sight, do you? I mean, it's just bars and stuff and bad food. All right, Pamela.
I'm helping you out a lot.
Yeah, you've been a huge help. You've been a tremendous addition to the show. We're thinking about hiring you full time.
I felt bad because I didn't know what the whole thing was.
All right, well, let's talk about you for a minute. Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Can we talk about the new movie, Bed of Roses?
Okay.
Christian Slater?
Yeah.
And that bitch, what's her name?
Oh yeah.
You should have been in that part.
No.
But you're
good.
But you're like the number 3 person. There's Christian Slater. There's what's her name?
Are you kicking me out? Okay.
No.
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Right.
She's awesome.
Too many names right there.
I
Should
know.
just call her Mary. And then there's you, and you're like Mary's nutty sidekick.
I'm the kooky best friend.
Right now,
I bring Judaism to America this week.
I have not seen the movie, but I intend to.
Okay.
And
whatever.
Let me just guess what your character's like.
Yeah.
Are you a roommate?
No.
All right. Explain a little before I make too big an ass of myself guessing.
She well, she's like a financier, and I work with troubled kids, and everybody's very troubled in this film. It's like, he's got some hideous secret from his past, and, she's very punished because of some hideous things that have happened to her, and, and everybody's, miserable. And then, they made him...
But you don't that's beautiful. I'm sure people are running to go see it at this point.
No, my handler from New Line is like, oh, fabulous. No, actually, it's, we catch them on a good day in this movie.
And you are the sidekick comedy buddy who never gets a date. Am I right?
Of course.
Because that's where all the comedy is.
But the funniest thing is that when we were on the press junket in New York, this one guy sits down. Everybody asks me the same question over and over again. So, a best friend, what is a best friend? And this one guy sits down and he says, Kim, and that's my character in the movie. Kim, her sexuality is ambiguous at best. We don't see her with a man. We don't see her with a woman. What's the story? And I'm like, you're absolutely right. He wanted me to say she was a big old dyke.
Well, there's something about not getting laid or being lesbian, but not getting laid. All the sidekick comedy buddies never get laid because somehow, as soon as you have sex, it just sucks all the comedy out of you.
I know, absolutely.
Adam, now I know why you're so damn funny.
That's why
amazing.
I am the next Slappy White. And we'll be back.
Hey, this is Mike Piazza of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you're listening to Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
All right, we're back. Let me get the phone numbers out. 1-800-LOV-191. 1-800-568-3191. Faxes coming our way. 310-854-4455. We're here with the Loveline Petite, Pamela Segal, who...
it's Siegel Jewish.
Is it Siegel?
Yeah.
All right. She came in here. She's already getting abrasive. She's getting surly. She gave us a couple of watered down lemon drinks, and she thinks she owns us at this point. You can find her in Bed of Roses. Now this is a new movie. It's a romantic comedy. We're going to try to plug this one more time.
So awesome.
We tried like 10 minutes ago. Pamela said it was just crap on wheels.
I did not.
You'd have to. Something would have to seriously be wrong with you to go see this film. And the producers came in and they held her down and they gave her a noogie airlift. So she's back now. She wants another job, and we're going to give her another try. So let's talk about the movie.
I just can't even say enough about this movie. That it just makes you feel good.
Inside?
Yes.
Drew, have you seen this movie? Let me tell you, it's about love. It's about young love, isn't it?
It's totally about love.
It's about older actors playing younger love? Is that basically what it is?
No. It's totally about, like, cool young actors who are very sexy. You want to have sex with all of us, but I'm the only one who doesn't get none.
Right, you're like the eunuch comedy relief.
I'm the eunuch,
right?
kooky best friend. I get nothing.
Right. He brought her flower. No, wait. What's the slogan? He gave her flowers.
He gave her flowers. She gave
her
him
a Hummer. No, she gave him what? A second chance or a first chance?
A chance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's number 2.
Totally.
This Mr. Holland's Opus thing is not going to last another 10 minutes.
Forget that. Go see Bed of Roses. Go see Bed of Roses.
I got to say, we had Amy Yazbak on about 6 weeks ago. She's from what's that dumb Cheers? No, Cheers in the airport. What's that?
Wings.
Wings. She's on Wings. She came in here about 6 weeks ago. I don't know if you were here, Doc.
I wasn't here.
She was a great guest, very beautiful woman, and we were talking about movies, and she was saying she did this Mel Brooks movie, this vampire movie that we all told her was going to die, and it did. But then she said, I'm in another movie coming up called Mr. Holland's Opus, and we said, what the hell is that? And she said, well, Richard Dreyfuss helps a bunch of like slow children with the cello. And we went, this sounds like crap. This is never going to work. And we actually made fun of her. And look at it. It's number 1 now. So all I'm saying is we, we're
if Adam make fun of you, your movie will go to number 1.
Skyrocket to number 1. Yeah. So you can rub on me
I'm
later
tingling.
And get some of the luck of the Irish. Rachel.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, okay. I have a little bit of a problem. I've been going out with my boyfriend for 6 months now, and I don't really like him. But it's like when we first started going out, it was all great because, I don't know, I liked him. But now I met this guy named Chris, and we're all happy together, and I don't know what to do.
All right, but you're still going out with the first guy.
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
He knows nothing of Chris.
He doesn't even know his name. He doesn't know who he is, never met him before.
He doesn't smell Chris on you when you see him?
Oh, well, Chris and I haven't done anything or anything. We're not, together, but...
Yes, but he doesn't smell the foul stench of deceit?
No.
Oh, okay. It sounded good, though, didn't it?
Yeah, I was wondering how I could break the news to him because...
I'm going to work up a little later on in the show after my 3rd cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's like every day he tells me he loves me and all this other stuff, and I don't know what to do.
All right, you're jerking the guy around.
No, I try not to.
What do you mean you try not to?
Why are you
I
with
give him
him?
hints all the time. I'm just like, well,
Hints don't work on 17-year-old guys. You have to hit them with an oar from a Viking ship and yell, get out of my life.
But he's so nice, though. It's just I'm not really physically
But
attracted.
you're dating half of the football team. That's not being good to him.
No, I'm not.
Do you care about him?
Yes, as a friend.
All right, then you have to...
You have to break up with him.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
And you have to be willing to...
but what do I tell him?
You have to be willing to not be his friend for a while, too, because he's going to need some time to get over
That's
it.
what it is. I don't want to not be friends with him.
Well, you're going to have to give him that courtesy.
Pamela, you've dumped a few guys in your day, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You have, haven't you?
The thing is that you have to sit down and have a talk with him. I know it's scary, but if you want to explore this thing with this guy Chris, or maybe even other people, you just don't want to be with this guy anymore, and that's punishment for the guy.
If you do care about him, don't put him through that.
Yeah.
It's not your hanging in with him is not going to change the fact.
We were best friends all through high school.
That is the risk.
Rachel,
it's over.
I have the line to use. This works every time.
Okay.
What's the guy's name?
Matt.
Matt. Okay, Rachel, here's what you say. Matt, it's not you, it's me. I don't like you.
Oh, God.
Oh, that'll work.
Yes. That would work, wouldn't it?
That'll work. Yeah, he'll love that
But,
one.
the fact is, this is the risk of friends having intimate relationships, that when the intimate relationship dissolves, the friendship suffers, and it's unlikely that a friendship can survive this kind of thing. Certainly not in the intermediate term. You've got to give him a chance to have some separation so he can grieve the loss, get over it, get on with his life. He will, I promise you. The only way he won't is if you keep dragging him through the mud this way. And maybe someday there will be a friendship here.
Or you can fake your own death. I've done that.
Plus, the thing is, you're hanging on to something that's already gone.
Pamela goes right past that as though that's a viable option.
She really did. I think she checked that out. You must have done that then a few times.
I went through the list.
So you've gone through a few men in your day. Am I right?
I don't know.
You're nothing like your character in the movie, though. I mean, you're active. Are you a married woman?
I'm not married.
You're not married.
Mm-mm.
You're dating?
No. Not
Single?
dating. Singly.
What's up with that? Why aren't you dating?
Punishment. Can't we get to the calls?
There's a story there.
There's a story. What's going on? Someone didn't treat you right? You're a little jaded?
Did we fix Rachel?
Rachel's all She's all better. We're working on you now. We want to know what's wrong with Pamela.
I'm lonely.
Are you lonely?
No, I mean, I'm fine, you know.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you seem a little down. It seems like you need some love.
I know, thanks.
When's the last time you had a date?
It's been a while.
It's been a while?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to see if we can get you set up before the end of the show with like some 14-year-old from Alhambra with a glue problem. Adrian.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
I have this problem. After having my daughter, I wasn't interested in sex anymore.
How old were you when you had your daughter?
16.
16. Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of cutting the childhood short, isn't it?
Yeah, I should say. Did you keep your daughter?
Yeah.
How's things going?
Fine.
What happened to the father?
I'm still with him.
Still with him?
Really?
You guys gonna get married?
No.
No, because she's not giving him any sex. Well, I hate to make a joke, Adrian, but what's you think it's an emotional thing or a physical thing?
I don't know because like he'll try to, but I'm like I don't know. I just lose interest.
There's a lot of possibilities here. I mean, you know, you're so young; it's hard to really speculate as to the potential causes. In general, there are some very significant biological hormonal changes that women go through after giving birth, some of which can lead to a drop in sex drive or libido. To go on for 2 years is kind of peculiar.
Well, I mean, also, and Pamela, jump in any time here. You are a woman, and we do welcome your feminine viewpoint.
Thank you.
It would seem to me that it's a little traumatizing to have a kid, and it was probably, I'm guessing, because you're 16 and an unplanned pregnancy. Yeah. So now you sort of associate sex with pregnancy, and then with 9 weeks of pain and you know a month of nauseum and all that kind of stuff.
Who knows what symbolic meaning there is for her in having a child, and what anger or resentment she has towards the boyfriend. I mean, the possibilities are huge. I mean, to try to interpret this, I think, would be impossible. I think for her to recognize that there are biological things that can contribute to this or even cause this is important, and for anybody else listening who's experiencing this, maybe who has planned pregnancies, who's married in stable relationships, this still tends to happen.
So you're saying blame it on God?
Yeah, but interestingly, it's taking hormone replacement, like being on the birth control pill, things like that. Sometimes we'll get things sort of kickstarted.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like after the baby was fine, and then I had got that Depo-Provera,
right?
Yeah, and that's when it totally. I just lost I couldn't.
Then switch off the Depo-Provera onto an estrogen container.
I did. I stopped taking it.
And did you go on to a regular birth control pill?
No, I'm on nothing.
Go on to a regular birth control pill, okay?
Okay.
I'm dead serious about that. Talk to your doctor about that, and I bet there'll be an improvement.
Well, you don't.
No.
Well,
hey,
you don't need birth control. You never have sex, but there's a lot of people out here.
You got to understand the risk
that are interested in the sexual experience, Pamela. No, I hate to take shots at you, but you're not divulging enough of your personal life. You know, it's a late show.
Know.
There's just the
we'll
two of
get
us
it
here.
Later. There's 3, 4, 5 of us.
Okay, but really just two of us with the microphones here for all people know. And you're not into the pill.
Well, how old are you?
She was 18. She's gone.
Well, I mean, in the first place, she started having sex, she had a baby, and she's done with it. She's 18, and now she feels like she can't have sex anymore. And it's like, most people aren't even starting until they're 18, 19, 20. So I think she should give herself a break. She doesn't need to want to have sex right now. She's still very young.
That's true.
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
I'm with you. Obviously, Pamela has a little bit of a sexual agenda here. She's trying to talk the whole nation out of sex. One teenager at a time, and I'm going to be back to make the case for the men. We're back. Loveline. We got Pamela Seagull here, the correct Jewish pronunciation of her name. You can see her in Bed of Roses, the number 2 movie nationally. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it feels good.
Soon to be number 1, soon as word of mouth gets around. Well,
we're going to knock that opus right out.
I don't know about after tonight's debacle, but it may just get under that Mel Brooks vampire movie or drop down under Cutthroat Island. But we're hoping it goes to number 1. And I got a feeling it will, and so far we've been a good luck charm to all the people who've come in and made movies. Let me give the phone numbers out. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. We're going to go back to the phones. You're going to put that stinking camera down and help us out with these phone calls. She's taking pictures.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's like she's at Disneyland. Drew, here we go. Joe.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I was going out with this girl for a while, and only a couple of days, and we had sex, and I hadn't heard from her for a long time, and then she called me and said that she might be pregnant, and she went to the doctor the next day, and she said that if she was, she wanted to stay with me, and if she didn't, then she just wanted to be friends, and I don't know.
But, I mean,
and she hasn't called me back to tell me the results or anything.
She wanted to stay with you, and raise the child, or
only if she was pregnant. Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want her to be with me only for her child. I'd want her to be with me because she wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of a slap in the face. It's like saying, I'll stay with you if I need to.
Yeah.
If my car breaks down, you can give me a ride, but otherwise, I'd rather you not be there.
Yeah.
Well,
we haven't heard anything from her.
No, she said she was going to call me back to tell me, but she hasn't, and then I figured that if she didn't call back by the end of the week, I'd call her.
Joe, I got a better idea.
What?
Why don't we call her? Drew's a doctor. Pamela's an actress.
Adam's a screw-up.
I collect domestic beer cans, and I think between the three of us, we can come to a sensible answer to this problem.
But see, the thing is, I don't know exactly where she is because she wouldn't tell me where she was or anything.
Well, you have her phone number, right?
Yes, but she lived with some roommates, and I think they kicked her out.
Why
they told me they kicked her out.
Why did they kick her out?
Did that have anything to do with you?
Well, she got in a fight with her roommate's boyfriend because her roommate's boyfriend thought that I was using her, and they got in a big fight about it.
Yeah, who would think that you'd be using her when you dated her for all of 3 days and then had sex with her and lost contact?
I think Drew's being facetious there, aren't you, Drew?
Yeah.
You're being a smartass, aren't you,
That's
Drew?
one of the things that bothers me about this call at the beginning is saying, I dated this girl for a while. Well, 12 hours, actually, and now she's pregnant.
Well, it sounds like he's being used, not...
Well, you don't know that. I mean, what is she saying? Maybe she's angry with him for the way that she was treated, but that she's willing to overcome that and commit to a relationship on behalf of this child. I mean, there might be more positive going on here than negative. We just don't know.
But it sounds like Joe had some feelings for this girl until he found out what her feelings were.
No, it sounds like he's nervous that she's pregnant. That's
Joe,
the bottom line.
Yeah.
Did you have any feelings for her?
Very strong.
Very strong?
Why did you only date her for 3 days?
I knew her for a while before that, and first time I saw her, I liked her a lot.
All right, Joe, I'm telling you, I'm putting the velvet Crown Royal sack on my tongue, and I'm going to handle this.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it like a pro for the first time in my life. So we're gonna put you on hold, and we're gonna try to get her phone number.
Okay.
All right, we'll get back to Joe and hopefully clean that up. Pamela, you're gonna help out on this one?
I'm fascinated.
Pamela thinks we're doing a TV show in here. Come on, baby, get up on that mic.
I don't even know how you know who the people are who are calling. You know their names like.
It's right here.
Oh, it's right there. Can you see it? Ian.
Hi,
yeah.
Ian.
Hi, Adam, Drew, and Pamela.
Hey.
Hi.
This question's basically for Pamela. But
Good.
First, I'd like to say that, Pamela, I think you are very beautiful.
Oi.
And you are a terrific actress, too.
Did you see her in the movie?
That's so
Yes, I
sweet. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being in the movie.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I did. I just really didn't like the ending that much, though. I thought the ending was kind of crummy.
Ian, please.
I'm not going to say what happened, so that's all.
Yeah, but can't you just fake it for just 10 seconds?
Oh, I just loved that movie. It was so terrific.
Thanks,
the ending
Ian.
was fabulous. Oh, I could not believe it.
Total surprise, am I right?
Yes, my
All right.
heart was shaking.
Ask Pamela your question.
Okay, Pamela, I like this girl at school, and her name's Allison.
Mm-hmm.
I told her that I used to like her, and just now I only like her as a friend, which is the total opposite. I'm totally in love with her. Valentine's Day is coming up soon, and, I want to do something to show her that I like her.
Wait a minute, you had told her that you only like her as a friend.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
My friend had told her that I liked her, and then she kind of backed away and stopped kind of being my friend. And so I reassured her. I said, no, I just like you as a friend.
I totally get it. Go on.
Okay, and like in Bed of Roses, Christian Slater sends Mary Stuart Masterson a bouquet of flowers with no name.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if that would be a good thing, or, what would you like a guy personally to do or to say that I love you or I like you?
Yeah, what's the way to your heart, Pamela?
Well, we'll get to that later, but in terms of your thing, I mean, flowers are nice, but I don't think you should send them anonymously. And I think that you should come clean with her because, you said to her that you like her as a friend to reassure her, oh, no, I don't like you that way.
I just didn't want to scare her off and then just lose my friendship.
But what makes you think
her.
that by showing her once again your affection, that somehow this time she won't be
put off?
Yeah, not put off, but frightened.
Well, let me just come at it from a financial standpoint, Ian. You know how much flowers are?
Yeah.
They're like $50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying I wouldn't send someone a $50 anvil without carving my name into it. If I'm going to send someone something that's worth $50, I want my name. I want the FTD guy to tattoo my freaking name in his thigh.
But like in the movie, it's very punishment that she doesn't know who sent the flowers because it's driving her crazy. Meanwhile, you have all this history with this girl, and how old are you?
I'm 16.
Let me tell you this now. If you go up to her and you say, Allison, if you send her the flowers, she's going to have to deal with you on that level. And if you don't write the note, don't make it scary. Like, Allison, I want to be a part of you inside you, or anything frightening. You just have to say,
so you
Happy
shouldn't
Valentine's
say, I want to
Day.
be inside you?
No.
Any orifice?
Yeah. I want to, stick a dry thumb in your ear. Or something like
Did
that.
you say rear?
Ear.
All right, good.
That's
good,
basically...
Because dry in the rear, baby, I got to tell you.
I'm telling you, it's not a pretty.
Oh, you've been there.
It's not a pretty.
I know.
It causes problems.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What? We solved Ian's problem.
Fix him.
Ian, the bottom line here that we're not discussing is that this girl is not into him romantically.
But Pamela solved it by saying, ram your thumb up his ass.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's
Ian.
what you said.
Ian, don't listen to Adam. Let me tell you something. Just give her the... You know what? You might just want to have this conversation with her and find out whether she likes you or not. Because
thank you. And to really sort it out between you. Put your feelings forward. You can bring flowers. You can create a mood that might help you.
What are you saying? Bring it like a mariachi band?
Look, the fact is that
create a mood
that you've seen that she tends to retreat when she is afraid of a change in your relationship. I think you got to confront her with your feelings and work it out. It may end up being she may tell you
she's
it's not
also. I have band with her, and she's done things to me Like, I play on the drums, I play the bass
You
drum.
got to talk it out with her, Ian.
And she sometimes, let me see your stick, and I'll give her my drumstick, and she'll say, no, not that one. And she'll touch
She's
me
a
sometimes,
tease.
it's
Don't
like,
waste the flowers on her, Ian.
okay.
What'd she play, real quick? If it's a tuba, I'm saying it's a niche right now.
She plays the bass drum, too.
All right, big gal. They only let the big ones. It's like baseball, put the fat guys behind the plate. You know what I'm talking about? Tuba, big person, bass drum, that big kettle drum. You got to be huge to play that thing.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? That bass. Oh, come on, you guys. Everyone looks at me like I'm some kind of maniac. Shannon.
Hello?
You don't think I'm a maniac, do you?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm calling because my boyfriend has a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be like getting intimate or whatever, and we'll both agree that we want to have sex, and then he'll go to put the condom on, and he'll look down, and it won't be good for him anymore.
Totally.
Yeah. Pamela, come on.
Totally.
Come on, sister. You can share. That's happened. What do you do?
You know what? You got to make it work within the boundaries of using a condom. I mean, it's just not an option to not use it. So
No, that's not the thing is he's erect or whatever, and then it shrinks. It's like I don't know.
Right.
He's got a penis problem.
He can't stay hard with the condom on.
No, he can't stay hard enough long enough to get it on.
Oh, before it goes on.
Let me tell you about that little hell time, I like to call it. It lasts it's 2 minutes, but it's like a dog's life. You know what I mean? I mean it seems. Am I right? Look, we're touching.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that now I'm going to try to do this without being too graphic. But once the condom's on, and once you're going, everything's fine. But it's that little period, in between. It's time to put the condom on. It's time to put the penis in. And it's like all of a sudden the room's a little drafty, and maybe you shouldn't have had that 8th beer.
Can
and
I
it's
say
that
something here?
NyQuil probably wasn't the best idea.
You're totally right, but let me tell you something. If she says something to him, I find that if you say something to a guy like, what's the matter with you? Your penis is shrinking. It's really going to make him aware of that every time he gets to this point with her. So,
right.
Dr. Drew,
right.
If she goes, honey, what's wrong with you? He's never going to be able to get hard again with
anything that makes him anxious or reminds him that there's a potential for that to happen
exactly.
again will create the anxiety.
That thing's
going to
go inside like a belly button.
And let me tell you, the penis is not your friend at this point. When it's not, if it could get hard, it'd wrap around and sodomize you if it could. It hates you that much.
You have to fix her and help her to make, her boyfriend's pee-pee get hard in the condom.
All right. We'll take that one. Pamela's up like pointing at the little computer screen like a retarded kid and seeing something in a vending machine.
Pamela, you got to learn the trick that I've learned working with Adam. But when he gets going, it gets too far. Just get up and leave the room like I just did.
Totally.
Drew's
I know you
pro.
left me.
Yeah. Drew just gets up and leaves.
Totally.
What the hell is that, Drew?
It's the only way I know how to handle you.
You're getting paid to be here, aren't you? I'm going to tell the program director about that kind of activity.
Please.
The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. This is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. We have Pamela Seagull here, the star, sort of. Co-star of Bed of Roses, the hit #2 movie of this week nationally, soon to go to #1. And the fax number, 310-854-4455. Faxes like this one.
A couple of quick ones here. My friend was listening a few weeks ago and heard Dr. Drew say something about a topical anesthetic called Emla. He said he prescribed it for his patients who get tattoos. I have 2 tattoos, and they both hurt a lot. Surprise. I asked my mother, who's a nurse, about it, and she'd only heard of it being used by veterinarians. Can you clear this up? I've never heard of it being used by veterinarians, but I've certainly prescribed it for patients getting tattoos. Plastic surgeons use it for people getting little.
I totally use it.
You've used it
for
for
electrolysis.
Right, electrolysis. That's.
I'm hairy.
It works. It works
Come on,
great,
you're
right?
turning me off now, baby.
Pamela, it worked great, right? The Amla cream.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
you don't
so
feel
good.
a thing. And for people who are getting tattoos, I've never had any tattoo artists object to that, so I don't think it disturbs the
Wait a
tattoo
minute. I want to get
process.
back to Pamela and her
Let
hair
me keep
problem
going
for
here.
just a second.
You got a whole hour to talk to Pamela about
Okay.
and her hair. Next one, I have a question. I'm a 13-year-old man, and my friends don't believe me that girls have more than one hole in their vagina. And how do you get rid of blackheads? That's what.
No,
it says
it's
here.
not both on the same.
And who do you like
But-
in the Super Bowl?
But
Judy.
But here's the deal: that there are two holes. One is the urethra, which is what urine comes out of, and the other is the vagina itself.
Right. So
And
you
the urethra
you
is,
can't have sex with that hole.
that is a tiny, more like a.
You would be just in a world of hurt.
No. That's just it's not possible.
It's just not possible.
It's a pinhead.
It's like this.
Yeah. It's
What
it's
do
the
you-
same
what do you
thing
mean?
that males have a urethra that at the tip of their penis that they pee out of.
You're
Women
saying
have
I
the same
haven't
thing.
had you're saying I haven't used my penis
I'm-
like a vagina on
That's
occasion?
called a vereater, isn't it?
Urethra.
Oh.
And I may be looking at you, Adam, but I'm speaking to our listeners.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I
And-
take everything personally. A vereater. Vereater's what's that, type of dog?
I thought the vereater was the thing, the
There's
penis
a
hole.
ureter is the thing comes down from your kidney, then urethra is the thing that goes from your bladder out.
All right, I'm just ignoring
What's the
it.
vereater? You're just making up biological terms.
I'm not. I totally thought.
The hair is grown and strangled your brain. That's what happened. The excessive hair. We're going to get into that in a minute.
That's enough.
All right.
How do you
It's
get rid of
wrapped around
blackheads?
your cerebellum like a boa constrictor, and we're going to be back to wrap you in love. Yeah, I have a neck rash.
Well, that's from shaving, right?
Yeah.
You know what? It hurts so much.
The
You would
electrolysis?
die. You have to keep the EMLA on for 2 hours beforehand.
Right. You've worked.
Are we on the air?
Yeah.
How
we're
are
on the
you?
air. We're talking about hair removal.
Oh, God, Judy.
Well, no, it's a topic that a lot of people are interested in. Now, you don't get the bikini. Stuff.
I've tried.
You have?
It kills. You have to have it on for like 2 hours, and you need to put plastic on so
right.
the heat
A saran wrap,
and
so it's absorbed.
And it's very. I've had it done on my upper lip and everything because a lot of girls like to bleach their dark mustache hair if they have it, and you know what? That's punishment because you just look like a girl with a blonde mustache. That's all.
Okay, let me. There's a lot of
Okay.
people are tuning in the middle of this. The voice of the Wolf Man is played by Pamela Segal. My voice is played by Adam Carolla. The smart guy over there with the glasses is Dr. Drew. This is Loveline. And Pamela Segal is from a very popular movie, Bed of Roses. But let's talk about something. I wrote down a quick list of other
punishment.
Other ventures, cinematic ventures you've been involved with. The Gate 2, in which, what part did you play in that? I didn't catch that one.
All the princes of darkness are trying to sacrifice me on the altar.
Right, she
and I
has
get into
too
a
much
fight.
hair. She must-
exactly.
Okay.
Shave her.
Shave her. Offer her to the Epilady God. Grease 2.
That's my first movie ever.
Oh, just a huge difference between 1 and 2, and just that one little number. You go from classic to Adrian Zmed.
And Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
She's kind of big now.
Yeah, I'm sure she's bought all those up by now. Now, who are you, Ratzo or Rizzo or whatever?
I'm Ratzo Rizzo. I eat the soup, I die on the bus.
So you're one of you can sing then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
well,
let's
I had to sing
all
Look
right,
at Me, I'm Sandra Dee for my audition.
Can we do
please.
just a quick little bit of Summer Love?
I was fetal then. I had no body hair at that point.
We're going to do Summer Love, and Drew is going to play the part of Sandra Dee.
Punishment. Next caller.
All right.
Can I help you
all
with
right,
your
we'll go back to the
pearly
phone.
penile pustules? Let's go.
The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Now, that was decent. That was fine. That was a
Yeah.
good movie. That's something you can be proud of.
I talk about body parts in that.
God bless you. Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on Loveline.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good.
Okay, I got a relationship problem for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been involved with this girl for about a month now, probably since a little bit before Christmas. I met her at work, and ever since then we've been getting really, really close and everything. And we decided to move into a relationship and everything. And we started talking about past occurrences that have gone in our lives and everything. Basically, teenage fantasizing, I guess is what you want to call it. She said something like she wasn't comfortable the first time she had sex, with the person she was with, and I totally respect her for that, and I don't want to rush her into anything. But then when she asked me how many people I had been with, and how promiscuous I was, I didn't want to lie to her. I told her the truth, and she basically freaked out. I mean, we're still really close now, and we're still talking. But I was wondering...
All right, wait a minute. I'm going to venture... We're all going to venture guesses here, so don't spoil it for us, Doug. Doug, how old are you?
I'm 17.
17. You a good-looking guy?
I tend to think
All right,
so.
you're very modest. Were you on the football
You're
team
beautiful.
or anything like that?
Yeah.
All right, so kind of big man on campus kind of thing?
Yeah.
17,
Got a
though.
lot of body hair?
All right, I'm going to venture a guess. Now, it was a big number, right?
What?
You like the hairy chicks, Doug?
No.
Okay, all right. We'll find one, though. All right, I'm going to venture a guess, because it was a high number.
Right.
For a 17-year-old. All right, hold on, don't tell us. I'll go first.
I wouldn't say it's a high number, but then it is... I don't know.
It was to her, though.
To her, yes.
She was repulsed by it.
Exactly.
All right, I'm getting a feeling. I'm going to say... I'm going to write my number down. Drew, you write your number down. All right?
I'm not playing this game.
Oh, come on. Come on. All right, Pamela.
Come on, Drew.
Come on, Drew. Seriously. What do you think? You're going to
Come
get like
on, Drew.
venereal warts or something from this? Come
Drew,
on.
I've been listening to you for years. Come on, indulge in one of the games.
He's going to write a number down. I'm going to
He's
write...
so cute. You'd love him, too,
All right, I
Doug.
wrote my number down. Drew, go write your number. Don't let me see. Pamela,
What should I write
Write
on?
on your hand and then close your hand, if you can get through the hair. All right? I'm going to go with my number. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm
I'm
going.
comfortable with that.
I'm unveiling my number, the number 7.
Oh.
Yeah? Drew? Where's Drew's number? Drew said, 77. Drew. No, 10. Drew went with 10. 6. What is it?
Close, 4.
4?
I win.
Oh, man, you jacked us around, Doug.
I won.
Hey, you said not to tell you.
Well, I appreciate that, but you said she was repulsed by the number.
She is, because she's a lowdown. I don't want to put it this way, but she was raised,
You know what the truth is?
Let me tell you,
She doesn't want to hear anything. She doesn't want to hear that you put it anywhere except her.
Well, God bless her. I got to tell you, Doug, I'm happy to find a woman who had just 4 guys the weekend before she met me.
Well,
do you understand what it's like out there? Yeah, she's...
So sad.
It is sad, but it's
a
true.
hairy chick and a loser.
A loser.
I know.
Doug, 4 is not a number you should be ashamed of.
Well, I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't say I was.
Right, all right. I hate this guy. 17, he's smarter than I am. Doug, listen, I'm saying you can have some dignity about it. You can hold your penis high. You can say to her, look, these are people I liked. It wasn't like, we got loaded and I, banged them in the back of my dad's Chevelle or something. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's just you learned a lesson, because I'm serious. You just should never talk about this stuff with your lover. It doesn't matter. They're like, come on, I just want to know. I mean, it's so rare when somebody is not threatened by that, because they will freak. If you say, I did it on the roof of that Denny's or in that parking lot, every time she passes, she will go, I hate you, you bastard. I know you did it there.
Right. Biggest mistake in the world, that penny for your thoughts BS,
Oh,
right?
it's awful.
That
It's
little
so-
pillow talk, there you are lying in bed. Honey, where's the strangest place you ever
Honey,
made love?
it's such a trap. Don't do it.
Why is everyone's better than yours, though? That's what I hate. I mean, every time I ask that stupid question, I made love. They're like, one time I got really wild and I did it in the living room. They're like, oh, I did it on a pool table at a biker bar once with a bunch of Hells Angels. I'm like,
me too.
Really, I'm repulsed. You did that?
No, but I'm telling you, it's just bad news. Don't go there.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Just don't go there.
All right. Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
Okay, good.
Elizabeth, how old are you?
14.
14.
Okay, good.
What's going on?
Um.
Oh, good.
Well, my boyfriend and I.
Well, good. She hasn't been there. That's what I'm saying.
Shh, this is sensitive. This is for women. Go ahead.
Okay. My boyfriend and I, we've been trying to have sex, and it hurts really bad.
Is this the
So
first? Is this?
we've had to stop.
Hold on. Is this the first time you tried anything like this?
Yeah. I'm a
And
virgin.
Are you really ready to do this? You're 14.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It's unlikely that you're really ready, although you may feel like it and it may seem like the right thing to do. The reality is, for a 14-year-old to be truly capable of handling the emotions that are generated from this kind of contact, pretty slim. Okay?
And this is a magic, important number. The number when you lose your virginity, the age. Because this is a question that will come up over and over again. Like I'm about to ask Pamela, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
My mother's listening. I can't deal with this.
All right, well,
18.
All right, so we'll
18, okay?
we'll deduct 3 years from that, and that comes down to... No, 18, really, right?
I was 18.
Respectable age, especially in this day and age.
And I was nervous about it because everybody said my face would change and things like that. And I was making a film at the time, and I wanted to wait till the film was done.
Your face would change.
Yeah, you'd
like
smile.
People would know that you were not a virgin
Oh,
anymore.
you'd walk around like kind of beaming.
I just can't even imagine. At 14, I was such a tomboy, and I didn't even know I was a girl. I mean, I'm still half a boy,
So
you know?
did oh no, come on,
No,
be
but
better than that. But did your face
Elizabeth-
change? Seriously, did the mustache fall off? Or
It did. No, it came in stronger. It was really hot. You would have loved me. But the thing is, Elizabeth is 14 years old, and honey, I mean, you don't have to do this now. It's so punishment when you have to start to get into having sex. You can have
You're not
kissing
Jewish,
now
are you?
and
Are you
hugging.
Jewish?
I'm a little Jewish.
What are you trying to do? Ruin it for everybody?
I don't want her to have sex yet. It's bad now.
Right.
It is, all right, but don't
good.
make sex into punishment across the board.
And here's a couple of hints.
I'm going to go home and punish myself tonight, by the way.
Here's a couple of hints. That you're saying that it hurts when you try to have sex, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
And the most common reason for that is that you're anxious about it, you're nervous, and you get actually a spasm of the muscles down there that actually prevent penetration or at least cause pain when there is any attempted penetration. And
That is
that's
God with the genie opener shutting the door.
That's Elizabeth telling her body, telling her she's not ready. Okay?
I only said that so you would say that statement, Drew. Do you see how we work?
Thanks for setting me up. But the other thing is, as I said earlier, the emotional impact of this kind of relationship at this age. I mean, what do you think about your boyfriend now? You going to stay with him forever?
Well, I plan to.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not a loaded question.
Well, but the fact is, the probability of that happening approaches zero.
Right.
And if you the emotional trauma that you get to go through as a result of creating that kind of close with somebody that you're almost for sure not going to stay with, it's not worth it.
Right. And I'm going to go back to this. Like I said, you will be asked for the rest of your life when you lost your virginity. You will be judged to a certain degree.
I disagree with that.
That's not
I
true at
said
all.
to a certain degree. And what do you mean that's not true at all? You just said, God forbid your mom should hear. So what are you talking about, you hypocrite? You hairy
I
little
thought you
hypocrite?
meant. I
Tell
thought
me.
you meant because she's 14. I didn't want to make her feel bad about that. But the truth is, her junk, as you call
Did
it.
I say that?
Not tonight.
You call it your junk.
Someone who actually listens to the show.
Thank
right.
you. Okay. But, I don't think, you may not have those feelings that you actually want to be having intercourse right now, I mean, just...
No, all I was... yeah, you're right. All right. Everyone concurs. Do
Susie.
not do it.
Take it
Do
easy.
not do it. All I was saying is...
Your body's telling you
you're going to be 22. The man you're going to want to marry is going to... You're going to be doing that stupid pillow talk we warned you against. He's going to say, when did you lose your virginity? You're going to go 14. He's going to go, oh. That's right. Am I right?
Absolutely. And,
All right. So don't do it. It hurts.
Just
Don't
hang
do
back.
it.
Yeah,
just
hurts
hang back.
That's. I think
just
it's-
wait until you're lubed enough, lubricated. That
No,
will come
no.
naturally. I mean naturally. I don't mean like...
But when do you dry up? Seriously, what women get more lubed, as you say, as the years roll on. Am I right? I mean, at 14, there's like maybe a
I
quart of
believe
30
so.
weight down there.
It comes with
and by the time you're
things.
35, you're like a big drum.
Oh God!
You're like a freaking Jiffy Lube at 35.
You're
am I
absolutely
right?
right. It comes with the whole experience, the ovulation, everything.
Missy,
Yeah?
you're on Loveline.
I have a question
Yes.
for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I was supposed to go I had a Depo-Provera shot,
Right.
and the whole entire time I did not have my period, right?
You had a shot, and for 3 months you did not
Yep,
have a period.
I didn't have it.
3
I was
months.
supposed to go get it my second one,
Right.
October 11th.
Right.
And I didn't have the period all through October, November, December. Well, January 1st, I got it. And I've had it ever since.
And you didn't get your second shot.
No.
You got your
I didn't
second.
have my period for like 5 months, and now I've had it for almost a month. Is that normal or what?
Did you think that because you weren't having your period that you didn't need contraceptives?
What?
Did you think that because you weren't having your period in October, November, and December that you didn't need the second shot?
Well, no, I just didn't want to get it again.
Okay, but you understood that you could still get pregnant in
Well,
spite.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, oh, yeah.
And now you're having excessive bleeding, persistent bleeding, right?
Well, yeah, but I just don't understand why. It's 29 days of it. Why?
Both persistent bleeding and lack of bleeding are common with the Depo-Provera shot. Most common really is people I give the shot to, they get bleeding throughout the 3-month cycle that they've been given the shot.
Oh, really?
And then they lose their periods afterwards. For some reason, you've sort of switched it around. You do need to see a gynecologist. To
Well,
be
I know. I went to the I called the nurse the nurse's doctor.
Right.
That gave me it. She goes, "Oh, it's not normal." Da 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 da. So I went to the doctor, and he said that it could be lack of calcium, and that I need to get on something else to regulate my period.
Right, like the oral contraceptive pill again, right? So he put you on the pill?
No. He just said that he advised me to get to something or go into some kind of other birth control to regulate my period.
Right, I agree with that.
Well, what other kind of birth control could you use? I mean, you
The
can't
pill.
use a condom
No,
to
the
regulate
pill.
your period unless you
she needs to
put it in you or
She needs to
something.
go on the pill for a couple months.
Oh yeah, but I didn't know if it was normal. I just wanted kind
It's
of.
not normal. It's a side effect, but it's a common side effect.
Well,
Okay?
All right, Missy?
so it's all right.
All right.
You're not going to be hurt by it, but you can get anemic and you can lose a significant amount of blood this way. Get on the pill for a couple months. I mean, let me say something. I make a point of trying to avoid seeming as though I'm treating anybody in this show. I really don't want this radio. I don't think is a means to render treatment, but I do want to steer people sometimes. And I don't mean that she should do anything different than what her doctor is telling her to do. And when I do sort of give advice and whatnot, I'm really more trying to educate than I am trying to treat somebody. This is not treatment oriented show.
You're calling the guy a liar?
I'm not calling anybody anything.
That's a birth control shot?
Mary, we're calling you.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
How you doing?
We're here with Pamela Siegel.
Hi, Pam.
Hi.
She's from Bed of Roses. Did you see the movie?
Oh, yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Immensely.
From now on, only loaded questions. And you enjoyed the surprise ending?
Oh, yes.
And how was Pamela? Fantastic?
All the way.
And how big is my penis? Huge?
Oh, all the time.
Fantastic.
Great. Now I feel really good about my performance. Thanks.
Oh, my gosh. I have a serious question for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, what it is basically how to go about the situation is what the deal is. I have a son. He is, 16 months now. He's going to be 16 months, and his father and I are just, we can no longer make it at all together as a couple. It just will not work. And we've come to this realization and trying to deal with it. But now I'm finding, especially from today, that the way how he's trying to deal with it is to just shut out my son totally. And I can understand him not wanting to have anything to do with me because that's the way how I feel with him. But when it comes to our son, I can't go ahead and shut him out because that is his father.
You mean he feels like you guys are going to get divorced or separated?
Yeah, actually, I left him.
Oh, you left him?
Yes, I was staying at his house for a little while.
What do you mean when he's shutting out your son? What does he do?
Basically, we have visiting rights.
And he just won't come visit?
Yeah, Thursdays he can have them.
And he won't take him?
Well, he has been. Finally today, he didn't even bother calling until he was already late and finally said, well, I'm trying to get out of it. And I told him, try to get out of seeing your own son. And he just said yes, and I hung up on him. I said, that's fine. You don't have to even try.
Do you think he's Well, he's probably using the son to sort of get. I mean, he has anger and resentment toward you, Mary.
Exactly.
And he's taken it out on the only manifestation of your relationship, which is your son.
Exactly, and that bugs me because no, my son doesn't. He doesn't deserve.
He's an innocent bystander.
Well, yeah,
Exactly,
obviously.
Exactly.
The question is, would he be better off with his father out of his life or not?
Well, if he's going to be an a-hole, yeah. I mean, I think this always comes up. Is it better to be a single parent or to keep the family intact, but dad's a jackass?
See, now, in my point of view, I think for me it'd be better not having us as parents together as far as, hey, living a total family unit. I don't see that happening. But I also don't want to go ahead and be the one to shut his father out of his life because I know that his father is important for him. But I also know that if his dad, obviously his father doesn't feel the same way if he's trying to use him as a pawn.
Yeah, well, that's you've got to put an end to that. I mean, if he's going to be using the child as a way of acting out his emotions, then forget it.
See, now, and I'm going to have to go ahead, and I can't do it tonight because I'm just too stressed out. I'm too angry about this because the whole thing is you can do anything to me, but don't do anything ever
Right,
to
I
my
understand.
baby.
I understand.
But, I have to explain this to him at some point in time, and I just don't know how to explain it to him in a way to where I will be calm, to where I will go ahead and not put him on the defensive side, not to where he doesn't have to feel like that.
All right, this guy's not a real mature guy, obviously.
No.
So you were smart in leaving him. I think what you need to say to the guy is you'd love him to be a part of your child's rearing, but only if he can be a positive part. And if he can't handle that, then you'd rather not have him around at all. And that you will go through legal courses to get that. And you're going to have to just put it to him straight that way. So it's either good dad or no dad.
I hope you can enforce that because I think that would be a reasonable way to go. Okay?
And I can understand that because I feel that all the way, even to where when he did get his visiting rights, he refuses to. He will not make a lunch for my son.
He might. Some of this might settle down. I mean, it still
He won't
might
make a lunch. Well, wait a minute. Is your son breastfeeding? Because
No.
Okay, because I could understand that.
Yeah, no, he won't make lunch. Usually when I come pick him up, his diapers are just totally soaked. I can tell he hasn't been changed the whole time.
You may want to make sure he's supervised for a while.
I would try to document this and use it against this guy in court.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want your son spending any significant amount of time with this guy, and I think if you get the law on your side, you can do it.
See, that's how I feel, and I've been trying to be a good guy about it, but it just...
No, it isn't. When it comes to kids, it's all about the kids, Mary, and there is no...
Yeah, and you don't get a third chance with your kid.
Right.
I mean, if you can't pull it together for your own kid... then screw you.
There is no being a good guy when
Yeah,
it
I mean,
comes
we
to
should
that.
have to talk you into loving your own kid, to talk you into feeding your own kid, to talk you into changing the diapers on your own kid. If you can't muster that, then screw you. We'll be back after this.
Hi, this is Suzanne Summers, and you're listening to Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla, so don't go away.
The inventor of the Buttmaster has spoken. Phone numbers 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Faxes 310-854-4455. We have Pamela Siegel from the hit movie Bed of Roses. And
Totally.
she's a little gnome. She is cute as a button. She has a little problem with the hair, but she's taking care of that, and the career's right on course. So, well, all right, we're going to take a phone call, and then we're going to talk a little about your career and because you're doing Sergeant Bilko, which is coming up.
Did it?
Well, but the movie's not come out yet. Patty,
Hi.
you're on Loveline.
Yeah, I just had a comment about the lady who was just talking about her son.
Yes.
I'm 18 years old, and I've never met my dad in my entire life, so keeping her son away from her dad's going to just cause more problems.
Patty, but an abusive dad, though, I mean, I'm not sure this is the place for us
So,
to...
Patty, you're saying it hasn't been good for you?
No.
And you're always wondering?
Yeah.
But you're sort of obsessing on it, do you think?
No, not really. I mean,
neither is good. Let's face it. No dad is not.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
not
we're
good.
talking about a lesser of two evils
Right,
here.
Right. And I think also for the purposes of that call, we were trying to take a position, and show some leverage here that this guy needed to shape up or ship out, basically.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we don't have time to go to, we're not social workers. We can't go to people's homes and have, fill out paperwork and whatnot. We hear one side of the story and we make a decision. But it sounded to me like that one was fairly clear cut.
Do you resent your mom for leaving your dad?
Sometimes. Not really, though.
And if your dad was the kind of guy that you'd want to be involved with, don't you think he would have found you?
He's tried to, but my mom didn't want him in my life, so...
Well, when you're an adult, if you really still want to pursue that, you'll have an opportunity to. Not that I think it's the greatest idea, but for some people it is.
No, and I don't, I mean, I don't know. What do I know? I never knew my biological grandfather on either side, and I had a step-grandfather who sort of raised me as his own, and I love the guy, and I look at him as my grandfather, and I never had this impulse to go find the drunken, abusive, short-order cook that was my biological grandfather and thank him for banging grandma in 1922. You know what I'm saying? What do I care? I got a guy who wants to love me,
You're
and here,
a genius.
Here he is. Am I a genius?
Totally.
I could get you back into sex, couldn't I?
Oh my God.
Celeste.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, you're on Loveline.
I got a problem, kind of.
All right.
I was dating this guy for about 2 years, and he was the nicest guy I ever dated. And he took your guys' advice about the clock, about wanting to split up and not talk.
About the what?
Resetting the clock.
Setting the clock, yeah. He didn't want to do that. So for about 6 months, we still talked, but now he doesn't want to talk anymore. So I'm dating this loser, and I'm drinking a lot, and kind of going downhill.
Are you saying so? Loveline drove you into the ground? Is that what you're saying?
Totally.
All right, let me explain the clock. She's 18. Celeste is 18. Let me explain the clock. Drew and I have often said that when you break up with someone, best to make a clean break, because then each time you get drunk and call them, each time you go over to their home yelling, I left some chapstick here 8 months ago and I think it's in the sofa and I want it back. Each time you do that, you set the calendar or the clock back to 0 and you start again on the pain clock.
Right, on the getting over it clock.
Getting over it clock.
I understand. He thinks that I'm still attached to him, and I'm not attached to him really anymore. I just want to talk to him as a friend, and hey, this happened to me today, and isn't that
No, Celeste, no.
Well, how long's it been? If it's been a while,
What, he still likes her?
No, she still likes him, really.
she still likes him. But how long's it been?
Since we stopped talking?
2 months.
2 months since you guys broke up?
No, it's been about 7 months since we broke up.
How about since you stopped talking?
2 days.
2 days. So she was.
Are you diddling yourself there, Celeste? What's going on?
She's drinking tonight.
What do you drink when you go drinking?
Vodka.
How you drinking every day now?
2 or 3 times a day.
Is one of your parents alcoholic?
Both of them.
Okay. So you inherited the potential for that disease from your parents.
Yeah.
And now that you're under stress, you're beginning to manifest some of that, and there's momentum to it, right? It's hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing right now, Celeste, is your health and safety. And if you continue on the road you're on, not only can the alcoholism treat you, but somebody your age, kill you, but somebody your age will eventually come across more addictive and more serious substances. Have you already been messing around with speed or anything else?
I used to, but I quit.
Yeah, and that will kind of resurface in your life, and pot and cocaine and God knows what. You've got to do something about your addictive disease, or that is going to take you down. This boyfriend, it means nothing compared to your health right now. Get involved in some kind of Alcoholics Anonymous, some treatment program, some evaluation for what's going on with you. I suspect there's a certain degree of depression here too, and that will get better if you treat your alcoholism. It's tough to get an 18-year-old engaged in this kind of treatment because it's a long road and a lot of work. And I'm sure it's difficult for you to sort of grasp the reality that this is something that can kill you. And I'm sure,
but it can. I mean, and Drew knew your folks were alcoholics, or at least he knew there's a history of alcoholism in your family.
Right.
And he studies this stuff all day long. God knows why, but he does it. And you are no different than anyone else in the sense that this is going to be a problem. You're going to continue, and it's going to ruin your life.
You're going to feel terrible. Your life is just going to
It's
go
a biologic
trash.
disorder, and the natural history is one of progressive losses and destruction.
Right, but you're 18 now, and you're barely getting started, and you can do something about it.
Right.
So get yourself involved with the program, and don't worry about this guy because he is the least of the problems at this point.
Call AA locally. Stay away from this guy. This guy is not going to fix you. Nothing is going to fix you except work on yourself.
Right. Worry about Mr. Smirnoff, not Mr. Jackhole. Hey, I worked that into a sentence.
Good
Molly.
luck. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
What's up?
Good.
Fine.
Fantastic. Say hi to Pamela Siegel.
How you doing?
Hi, Adam.
Hey, did you see the movie?
Not yet. It's not here in Sonora yet, but when it gets here, I'll see it.
Oh,
Cool.
It'll be there right after Citizen Kane gets there next week. Molly.
Well, I was just calling because earlier I was listening to that girl talking about losing her virginity to her boyfriend, and I just wanted to say I hope she's still listening because, I mean, I'm 17 and I might be a little bit older, but I'm still a virgin, and I don't plan on waiting till marriage, but I don't plan on losing it in high school because that just, to me, that sounds crazy, and a lot of my friends think that's crazy too.
Do you have a car?
No.
Okay. I'm just going off on a tangent there. Forget it.
Yes, you were.
Forget it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, forget it.
It ain't worth it.
But you know, if
I
you
want to go there.
if you want to know how crazy it can be having sex at an early age, listen to this show for an hour or so, and you'll hear some of the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So you're saying you're not going to save it until marriage, but you're going to be sensible about it.
I think there's just too much crap that guys throw at girls, during high school, and just, mostly, I think at least 99%
All right.
of them.
First off, let me say this: the crap flinging lasts well into the 30s, as far as the guys go, and then somewhere in there, the guy's prostate kicks in. He sets down the handful of dookie and reaches for his ass, and it's all over.
It ends at about 70. I think
Yeah,
that
I
they
was-
realize that they got to get what they can.
Yeah, I wasn't clear that guys actually get over that.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't.
No.
But what about when they have erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
Ow.
It just makes it harder. I mean, softer.
Pardon the pun. Well, here's what I want to say about this whole virginity thing. A lot of people think you either have to be on the North Pole or on the South Pole, pardon the pun again. Meaning, either you have to wait until you're married or you got to get it on with, like, your Uncle Lou when you're 11. It's not one or the other. You're here to tell us that you can go through high school, that you can date, that you can have a life, that you can be sensible, and then when you're ready...
Right. I'm just not ready yet. I mean, I don't...
A lot of Molly, but you'll admit that a lot of people your age aren't good at observing objectively.
A lot of my friends are sexually active.
Right, they're not good at observing themselves and when they're ready or not.
Right.
They need somebody to sort of set those limits for them and say, wait till you're 20.
Don't give it up to a high school guy.
Exactly.
That's a good rule.
Even
That's a good rule of
college is a
Loveline.
little risky, but I'd rather deal with a lot of that stuff later after my. I kind of still consider this my childhood in a way,
Right, it is.
It is.
I don't
Yes.
want to. Yeah.
It is,
You're
Molly.
7. Yeah, there's 17.
Shows
right.
Great judgment.
Thank goodness. I have poor judgment, and if you have good judgment,
Stay young and tight.
you'll stay young and tight, be right, and we'll be right back. We're back. We're still Loveline. I'm still Adam Carolla. That's still Dr. Drew. She is still Pamela Siegel from Bed of Roses. And Pam, let's talk a little about you for a second. I know you're modest. I know you're hairy. But I want to talk to you about your career, if that's okay. We've talked about some of the other movies you've done.
Yes.
We didn't talk about Sergeant Bilko.
Ow.
Yes.
No, that's coming out at Easter.
Right, and that stars Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, Dan Aykroyd, Phil Hartman, Austin Pendleton.
And is it a good script?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, okay, so it's another Flintstones. It's not a good idea, is it? Why Sergeant Bilko, by the way? Who's been crying out for Sergeant Bilko?
There's been a big demand, okay? People need it. Thank
All right,
you.
now you play the only female in the
I'm
platoon?
in the platoon. It's going to be hysterical. I mean, Steve Martin is I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
best. And
Father of the Bride Part 2, My Blue Heaven. He's tremendous. He's a genius, that man. No, Steve Martin is good. Steve Martin
is
is
so
amazing.
awesome.
But capable of crap as well.
Not his fault.
Not
I
his
don't
fault.
think.
His fault for picking crappy scripts and selling out, is my belief.
Totally.
A real
But, you know, we have Phil Hartman and Dan Aykroyd.
Phil
and all those
Hartman,
other
all right, they're
people.
tremendous. Well, Aykroyd's track record's a little bit right up there with like Rodney King and his DMV report, but. Who got in trouble, by the way?
He's
Rodney
nicest
King,
guy in the world.
Rodney King ran his wife
Punishment.
over with his car. It's like this guy can't do
I know.
anything outside. He's got to be in a car.
What is he doing?
First, he gets yanked out of the car and he gets beaten. Not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets a 502 for like driving his car into a drainage ditch in Alabama or something. Now he tries to. I bet he was in his living room when he tried to run his wife out. I said he probably got pissed and said, "Hold on, babe, I'm getting in my car."
It's very tragic.
It's
series
nothing
of
without
events.
his car. But he looks good, and I guess he's got some money now. All right. Well, it's true. He looks great. All right, so you got Sergeant Bilko coming up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a we'll see.
That's
got a good cast.
Easter, and then Plump Fiction in the summer is Rhino Records. They started a film division, and it's Rhino Films. And that's going to be really funny, too.
And when's that coming out?
Summertime.
Oh, so you'll be all over the place.
Sandra Bernhard, Tommy Davidson, Julie Brown.
So you may be up for an Oscar next year.
No, I will not be.
You sure you're not going to get something for Plump Fiction?
I know.
I'm saying you could.
I'm saying it's not going to happen.
All right, but
let's go to the next call.
You're going to help us? All right, not with that kind of negative thinking. Taryn,
Yeah.
you're on Loveline.
All right.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Good to hear.
What's going on? What's your question?
Well, I was listening about a week ago, and I heard something on the radio that I just thought was just out of this world.
Did I say it?
Hardly believe.
That was on this show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was you. Anyway, a caller had called and said that you guys were talking earlier about how it was more likely that you would get breast cancer if you had an abortion.
That is true.
How is that true?
Yeah, it's just the case. That's just the statistics.
Does that also apply in the case of miscarriages? And
Actually, it tended not to be so much associated with spontaneous abortions as with therapeutic abortions.
do you have any clue as to why?
There are lots of... Look, this is what people don't understand.
I can tell you what the right to lifers are going to say. It's one of those God wrath kind of things.
Look, I
you
just
know?
tell you that people don't understand that there are all kinds of amazing sort of side effects of any medical interventions. And whenever the press gets a hold of something like, you've got to lower your cholesterol, or you've got to, all kinds of things that they are put out there as the truth, you've got to temper that with the fact that there are
repercussions.
No, it's just that there are you've got to have a broader perspective on the human.
Well, the body has a kind of don't monkey policy, meaning you get in and start monkeying around with something, and it comes back and bites you in the ass. Something else goes wrong.
There are other associations. If you start having sex at a young age, you're more likely to have cervical cancer. Okay,
right. The more partners you're with,
the more likely to have cervical cancer.
I thought that they say that once you have a baby, you lower your
risk of breast cancer.
So that's strange.
And particularly when you have babies at a younger age.
Huh.
But for some reason, and this may be the statistic that yet gets disproved. But right now, there was something published this week in JAMA that suggests that there's an association.
I heard when you get electrolysis, your voice gets deeper. Sing a little opera for us.
But the fact is, Taryn, the thing is, reason I brought the point up is that everybody young people that I talk to are so focused on the potential deleterious effects of the oral contraceptive pill.
Oh, that's deleterious.
Bad effects, which in fact are nominal, if any. There, in fact, are probably some significant health benefits to being on the oral contraceptive pill when you're young, not the least of which is avoiding pregnancy, which is dangerous. And if you think that you can just get pregnant and have an abortion and that's safer than being on the pill, not only is it not just from the standpoint of the technical problems associated with pregnancy and abortion, but there may be this risk of breast cancer, which is slight, but there.
Drew, you just somehow just take all the sex out of the room. You turn it into one big bad biology class with some fat teacher.
But he's a very sexual being. I mean, he's
not.
A good-looking guy.
No, well, he looks good.
He just wants to help and fix. Let's
okay.
move on.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Very Jewish of you. Josh.
You're welcome.
Yes, I got a problem. I got something on my penis here on the tip, and it's like a bubble.
It's not your hand, is it?
No, it's not my hand.
It's a bubble like a blister?
Yeah, it's red. It's pussy. It's really unpleasant.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
Have you been with anybody new lately?
Well, I kind of hooked up with my best friend's girlfriend, and she gave me a Hummer, and I don't know how to tell him, but it's a bad situation.
Yeah, Drew's wincing. He has a look of skepticism on his puss. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
Hummer. Let me explore. Was she wearing a retainer?
No retainer.
Had she been eating anything abrasive like silica sand or diatomaceous earth?
No.
Well,
so
then
what you're saying is you don't think there's any correlation.
I'm not putting it together.
I think.
So what
think.
could cause it?
I
then?
think.
What's my problem here?
Look, I think you're making up this call, but
But if he's making it up, he's the stupidest man alive because he's been on hold for 82
No, I'm
minutes.
not making. This is serious. I'm not making this up.
Well, the reason I think you're making it up because people, when they have this kind of thing, aren't quite so jovial about it typically, or quite
Could be
so.
a pimple.
Well, he could be really nervous.
Look, you get an ulcer on your penis after you've had a sexual contact. I don't care whether it's oral genital or genital. If it hurts, it's herpes until proven otherwise. And if
So do you think I should have it checked out?
Yes, immediately. While it's still there, especially since herpes is really a clinical diagnosis, it has to be based on the observations.
Let me
of the
tell you
doctor,
something
for the
about-
most part.
Let me tell you something about the penis, too,
I'm
by the way, here,
uncomfortable.
kids. Anything on your penis you should have checked out, right? I mean, if you're
Don't play with it.
If you're pissing out in the yard and a butterfly lands on your penis, you should have it checked out, right? Anything comes near the penis, you have it checked out. That's just my rule. Is that your rule, Pamela?
I know.
I know you don't have a penis, but if you did,
I like to check out
the penis?
the peen. I don't know.
Oh, you want to go to another call? You want to talk about your
No,
career? You want to talk
fix
about the
him.
penis? What do you want to talk about?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm uncomfortable.
All right, already. Kim,
Hi, what's up?
you're on Loveline.
Yeah, I have this problem. I'm 20 now, but back in high school, I dated this guy throughout all my high school, right? And I didn't give it up until I was 17, all that great stuff. And I haven't talked to him since we graduated from high school because I went my way, he went his way, right? And now he's back, and he wants to get married, and he wants me to have his kids, all this crap, and I don't know because. I mean, I do have feelings for him, and we.
Kim, if you don't know, don't even think about it. Or at least, certainly don't make any commitment towards marriage. If you want to explore a relationship and see if you rekindle some feelings, that's one thing. But to say, I don't know, should I marry him? The answer then is no.
So it's been 3 long years? Yeah. It's like a Tony Orlando song, and he just shows up, drops his duffel bag, and says, I need some, and I want to start a family, and I want to get married. This guy must have worn a hole in his yearbook for those 3
You need
years.
to start seeing each other all over again.
Right.
Is what you need
and,
to do.
and see
He's
if there's
a different
really,
person.
Right. See if there's really a relationship still there.
Yeah.
But do not even
entertain the notion of getting married to this guy or starting a family with this guy until you've gone out and treat him like any other guy.
No way.
I mean, you know him a little better than you know most guys, but 3 years is what was he in prison?
No.
Where was
he?
he?
In the Marines, which I guess is prison.
I was going to say
see,
that.
the duffel bag analogy worked just perfectly.
Yeah, he is a totally different person, and so are you. You know, you guys
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, back then, if he had asked me when we graduated high school, I would have definitely done it,
All right. Well, so there's something there.
he's
Bad
gotten
judgment.
some if he's been in the Marines and he's been, please. So
Yeah.
Wear a condom is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying this guy went on one of those
He's been in Malaysia, all
sex
those
tours
places.
of Bangkok or something, and is going to come back with a
Absolutely.
growth the size of a golf ball on his shaft. All right, Annie.
Hi.
Shaft Annie.
Shaft Annie.
What's up, Annie?
Hey.
Hey.
It's so great to hear a woman on the show.
It is indeed.
Thank you.
I have a question.
She didn't mean you, Adam. Go ahead.
No, I love Adam. He's great.
Annie, what's up?
I like him.
Hey, would you let her finish her compliment, Drew, for the love of Christ? What's going on, Annie?
It's great to hear you without Ricky Rackman because you get more airtime.
Oh, thank you, baby.
About a year ago, I went to this party and I smoked some pot, and I had this horrible 6 or 7 hours of just complete psycho madness.
What happened?
And I wanted to know what it could have been laced with or what could have happened.
You have to describe to me more what happened.
Well, right after I smoked it, I just felt really high, and then all of a sudden I just felt like the world was coming to an end.
You had severe paranoia.
But it was beyond, well, I walked out, and luckily I was with my boyfriend, and he walked me home, and I just sort of, for a while, I started sort of like screaming for help, and like I started convulsing, and I had this little like baby voice for like an hour.
Give us a little shot of the baby voice.
It was sort of like...
Come on.
It was sort of like, what's happening to me? You know, it was like I was a little tiny scared baby.
Right. Did you see things that weren't there?
Just parts of my body shake. I mean, it was a...
Was your heart beating like a mile a minute?
Oh, it was the worst kind of fear. It was like a truck was coming at you full speed.
Did you see things
for like 3 hours long?
Annie, did you see things that weren't there or anything like that?
I did not hallucinate. I did not see anything.
Did you become confused? Did you actually not know where you were for a while or have any lapses of consciousness?
I absolutely didn't know where the hell I was.
Wait, let me get something straight. So you want to know where to score pot?
All right.
Did you smoke a whole joint? Is that what you did?
I smoked like 4 or 5 bong loads.
Okay. Wow, it's like a Cheech and Chong movie at that party. 5
you just
bong
smoked
loads.
some really strong pot.
That is possible.
Could have been laced with something.
Well, one or the other. I mean, marijuana is an hallucinogenic, and if you smoke enough, you will have a hallucinatory phenomenon, and it could make you confused, I suppose, at a very high dose.
I mean, I don't smoke a lot, but I mean, for 3 or 4 years, I smoked infrequently.
If I had to put a guess of what else was in there, it'd be PCP.
Yeah, and a little cat hair. And we'll be back after this. Loveline. I'm not going to give the phone number out because we don't need your calls. I'm not going to give the fax number out because we no longer need your faxes. Drew is going to give out some pertinent information. Go ahead, Drew.
Sure. You can communicate with us in other ways by emailing us at LUV191. That's on AOL. Have you checked that in a couple days, Adam?
Yeah, actually I have.
Good.
I keep up with them.
I thought, yeah. How's that doing?
It's good, except for I can't type. I just crush my palm onto the keypad, and whatever comes out is my answer to the question.
Why don't you print up the material? We'll bring it in here, and we can respond to it or something.
Okay, all right. We'll do that. I'll bring that in. We'll make Tuesday email night here on Loveline.
Yeah, you'll remember that. And if you want to write us, it's P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078.
And it was a joy to have Pamela Siegel in here tonight.
I can't believe it. This was so awesome.
She was like just a little ball of hair. Yes, that I hacked up. Something your cat would produce on a bad night. No, she is. Let me just say this. I bagged on her a little bit just because she has a great sense of humor, but she is a beautiful, petite little flower, cute as hell. And it is just a crime that you don't have a man or significant other, maybe woman, whatever you're into. And I'm thinking...
I like to keep all my options open.
Everything's open on you, isn't it, Pam?
On Loveline.
And when you come back, I want to see
urethra.
a ring on your left hand. And tomorrow night, speaking of coming back, because we will be here, we're going to have comedian Julie Gold.
Judy. Says Judy.
You can tell I'm a huge fan of her work. Judy Gold. I wrote Judy Gold, and I can't even say it. You know why? Because we're talking about Julie Brown. Exactly. Well, Judy Gold, tremendously funny. Won like Female Broad of the Year. Comedian.
And the other?
And the other is Richie Sambora from the incredible rock and roll group
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, and also Mr. Heather Locklear, although we won't call him that and insult him. I'm going to plug the movie one more time, Bed of Roses.
It's excellent. Please go see it. It's so fun. It makes you feel good. It's a love story.
It is a nonstop feel-good fest. And we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Until then, I am Adam Carolla.
I'm Dr. Drew.
Adios.
So that's it then.
The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy. The Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.